This summer, we decided to create a documentary that addresses Islamophobia. While we were producing our documentary, there was a bombing that occurred at Al-Ihsan Islamic Center. We went to the mosque and they invited us in to show us the aftermath of the damage. This incident shows us that Islamophobia is a real thing that's happening right now in our community. By making this documentary, we hope to increase understanding between all people.
What is Islam? Islam is a religion that was founded 114 years ago. It is a part of the Abrahamic family of religions, along with Christianity and Judaism. Islam is the world's second largest religion with over 1.6 billion people.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. My name is Imam Muhammad Mursal, and I am the Imam at Al-Ihsan Islamic Center. The meaning of Islam is an Arabic word which means peace. Islam means submission to God. Islam has 5 pillars. Salah or prayer is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. The testimony of faith. When you believe that, then you have to pray 5 times a day. And then zakah, to help the poor and the needy. And then to fast the month of Ramadan. And the last one is to go to Mecca for Hajj. Hijab is one of the commandment of Allah. When the Muslim woman wear hijab, she is expressing that she is faithful to Allah. Hajj means going to Mecca to perform pilgrimage and performing the work of Hajj. Ramadan again is one of the pillars, 5 pillars of Islam, and Eid is a kind of celebration when Ramadan ends. What we do in our center, we invite non-Muslims to our mosque, and we eat food, socialize, and we open our doors for them to make a relationship, to know each other, not to fear one another.
To learn more about Islamophobia, we visit an organization called CAIR, which stands for the Council on American Islamic Relations.
My name is Amir Malik. I'm the Civil Rights Director and also an attorney for CAIR.
Hi, I'm Patty Walsh. I am the Development and Outreach Coordinator for CAIR Minnesota.
CAIR was started more than 20 years ago.
It's basically to increase the understanding of Islam and build bridges.
CAIR's work is a mix of advocacy, training, and the legal side. Also, we advocate on behalf of Muslims if they've been discriminated at their job.
What is Islamophobia?
Islamophobia, in its really simple sense, is just an unnatural fear of Islam.
When someone intentionally has prejudicial or hateful views on Islam.
Here in Minnesota, in the USA in general, Muslims feel, we feel really Islamophobia is real and is existing, especially the last election season.
It has put fear into people, and that's what I hate seeing. I think that there are kids out there that just don't feel safe walking the street anymore. And I think that, there's definitely a kind of apprehension about just being able to be yourself right now.
I think it's causing an identity crisis for Muslim youth. They feel they're not part of society because they're not in their parents' native country, so they're not part of that society. Here, they're looked at as the other, so they don't know where to belong. We've had many calls where people are like, they'll tell them, go back to your country, or, you shouldn't be here, and it's actually something that happens regularly.
We have been noticing at our center, some people wrote something on the wall, something showing that you don't belong to here.
We worked on a case, it was about accommodation for prayer. It was against a school bus company. They fired, 18 bus drivers because they wanted to be accommodated for prayer, and they definitely discriminated against them, so we won that, or the case was settled for a very large amount.
So all these things shows us that Islamophobia is in the rise and in second place, and we really sad to see that.
Contrary to popular belief, Islam is a very diverse religion. Although Islam started in Arabia, the largest Muslim populations today are in Indonesia and Pakistan. Many non-Muslims are under the impression that white people cannot be Muslim. This is false, as many European nations have Islamic majorities and others have sizable minorities in them. Currently, the Muslim majority nations in Europe include Bosnia and Herzegovina, Albania, Kosovo, and Turkey.
Since Islam started, the people who accepted Islam were really very diverse. Still, today, Islam is diverse, very diverse religion, yes.
My name is Nigel Sedin, and they call me N.I., and I am a radio personality at KMOJ Radio. Islam means to me, it's truth, basically. It's a way of life. It's a way of living, and it's a religion as well. If a lot of people know that there is a lot of different Muslims, and even though I'm not either Somalian or Arab or something like that, there's a lot of white and Asian and stuff Muslims that you might see and be like, okay, that might be a Muslim. I think the shock is when people see me and they see tattoos and they see that the way I, talk or the way that I move and the way that I act, and they would assume that that I wouldn't be Muslim. I mean, I work in the masjid, and so on our Friday prayers, I'm usually the person at the front door greeting people, and people are surprised all the time. People will try to pull me to the side and think that they're lecturing me about some things and stuff like that. So it's in the religion and out of the religion. But that's one thing about Islam, is that there's millions of Muslims, and there's no way that you're going to group millions of people into one circle. If there is a slight acceptance or a want to learn, then it's always open, and I'm always willing to talk. But if you've closed off all acceptance for new information, which a lot of people are if they're in ignorance, sometimes it's not worth wasting your breath.
One is they need to show a positive view of Islam. Unfortunately, whenever a Muslim does something bad, it reflects badly on all Muslims. So setting a good example and interacting with the people in a good way, not being too much with their own group, because sometimes when you're with your group, that's where you're comfortable and you don't interact with others. But Muslims need to interact with people of all persuasions. And I think that'll help Islam a lot.
We all human beings and Muslims here to make also their contribution regarding this great country.
I think that everybody needs to look at their own friends, their own family, and talk to people. If they do have misconceptions about it, I think first of all it's about educating yourself and just getting as much information as you possibly can about it.
Because instead of everybody finding a common ground, everybody's trying to find a ground uneven. They want to prove that someone's on another level and that they're on a higher level or whatever. So if everybody could realize that it's all that belief, that would be a start to a lot of change.
If you've got, a rogue uncle or brother and sister-in-law somebody who just is ranting and saying racist things, I think it's up to people to really just say, no, don't think that way, or just bring up intelligent points about it.
The thing what people don't understand is that faith is faith no matter, if you believe in that there's one God and that one God controls everything, then that's That's your common ground. People find all of these little tidbits and things that they can find to say, I don't believe in that, or that's not really what I think, other than thinking of, hey, we all believe in one God and we want to do good, and we think that good is good and bad is bad, and we try to do good. That's the main. If everybody could get on that level, that would be a start for a change in the world.
Before in Somali, we say, please don't hate me before you know me. First, let us know each other.